Hey friends, welcome to another tutorial. This is on Ali. My buddy Killswitch was asking if I could put together a video with Ali, like good offense and good defense tactics or whatever. So with Ali, her main strength is the nuke. Also, her stun when she's casting her nuke freezes the enemy opponents. So she's got a lot of really good characteristics, but if you can keep Ali alive, more than likely you're going to win. So Ali forms depend on some tanks. Stone golems are good. Pumpkin guards. And so there's a couple different techniques. And a lot of voodoo dolls. So voodoo's Ali's susceptible to attack by Celine. Now, if you have a Celine, it's got a lot of like single load troops, like the ballistas and priest mages. They can really do a lot of damage to Ali. So the voodoos really help with stopping that. So a lot of crowd control stuff is good for Ali. And Ali is susceptible also to sorry, what was I thinking? To Siondiak. So you got to be able to stop Siondiak. You got to be able to stop Celine. And so good crowd control ones, things that do decent damage. I'm just kind of playing this one by ear here. Should have another see, we want frost archers or we want, let's try something like that. All right, so we can go into the arena, input our newly built alley form and do some testing. Okay, so how does Davison do against it? Now this Davison I've designed so Ali misses the Peltas, and we'll see how that one goes. Davison swoops in on the... Oh, still hit the Peltas. That's unusual for this Davison form. I usually don't. But either way, Ali's not really taking a whole lot of damage. Those ninjas on the side will tend to get on her. You got a pumpkin over there. Should be pulling those off of Ali. And it looks like we're doing pretty good here. Still got a few tanks alive in there. Of course, Davison's going to go after Ali. It's not really that common, but okay. Another one on Ali. And Ali's trying to back out of there. It's going to be a close call here. Beats down Ali. Can my pumpkins finish him? And we got the win with Ali. So that wasn't bad. Let's check out the troop details. Okay, the Goblikazis did good in the back, and the Voodoos did good also. Everyone else is just kind of hanging on for the ride there, really. But Voodoos do really consistent damage, for sure. Okay, so now let's train this versus Siondiok or something. Do I have a Siondiok? I could try my Celine here. Let's try Celine versus Ali. Okay, so the 3 stone golems up front helps out Ali. I think a little better than not. Okay, well that one managed to beat Ali pretty good there. So if one form works, you can try versus Celine's. If you're going up with Celine and they don't have, say they only have the one ninja assassin in there, you can usually put your ally in the back, and when it nukes, it'll get off its nuke and then die and kill a bunch of guys. But you got to make sure that your army can sustain. So if you're going up a good Celine, their guys are going to be split up anyway, so that's not going to really help you that much. So that didn't work out. And it's just kind of trial and error. You'd think that this would be able to hold up pretty good versus the Celine, but we had a little issue there. So what you want is a form that can universally pretty much stop Celine. And that's not a small task. Try something like that. You just mix and match. If you get your Peltas kind of to keep out of harm's way. And there, Ali took out or stunned those front attackers. Even though she did that, they're still doing a lot of damage. It's pretty crazy. But her pirate ships kind of kept her alive. And looks like, unless Celine just starts stunning Ali, we're probably going to win this one. But Celine's kind of crazy sometimes. She can just start... Oh, misses. So there we go. Putting those pirate ships off to the side. And that was enough to give us the W there. Because some of the pirate ships... do pretty good. You can see that the Voodoos are consistent damage there. So this one, all right, now we can test it against our Davison again. So did it okay against Celine. We can bring in Davison. See how it goes versus this. Usually you have all those Voodoos as well. Davison tends to hit the Voodoos, so they're good targets for Davison to attack. Unfortunately, my Davison is pretty nasty, and now we have the ninjas end up killing my ally. So we'll train versus my Jin and see how that goes. Alright, so there's my Jin attack, and it's a tough one versus Ali for sure. I put all my ninjas on that side and just kind of load up on Ali and try to take her out. And there we have it. It's going to be close. Had a lot of cannons left, but looks like, I don't know, we might be able to pull this one off. It's got a lot of big guns in there, heavy hitters, and looks like they're probably going to take us out here. Unless my Peltas can kite away. So the stone golems and meteor golems in there, they can really survive and do some damage. So even though Ali died, I had enough stone golems and sacred swordsmen to take out the form there. Interesting also that Ali nukes my my guys in there. Okay, this time it doesn't look like it's do too well. This Jin form is pretty nasty. I pretty much wreck all the allies I fight with it. So to get one win with it is pretty good. And there we go. So that's something to think about. A lot of people maybe do just like one stone golem in there. And a little bit more of a something like that. One stone golem is going to be easier to kill. So if there's just one there, it's susceptible, I think, more to Siondiok attacks with the split. And that one didn't seem to do as well. So you can mess with it, different things, and try out, hey, that didn't work, so I'm going to go with something else, you know. Some people put like Rhino Knights in there too. That can attract some attention, help get some pushback. If you can push your opponent's Peltas backwards and then Ali nukes them like that, it's definitely pretty good for you. So a lot of people use that as a kind of a trick to take out Ali, and looks like that was successful in pushing back those Peltas enough to where they can get Ali can get the win there. So not bad there also. Okay, so let's see how this one squares up against my Celine. Here's a Celine I used to use versus Ali back in the day. Looks like got a bunch of Peltas helping Ali out. And the meteor golems are over there too. Oh, and then Celine hits her. So that one pretty much ran over Ali. So it's just kind of hard to say. Another one I like to use is this one here. And depending on what we got going on. So this one with Ali seems to work pretty good. Your Orc Hunters go in there real quick, and then the Rhino Knights push in, and everyone starts chasing the Rhino Knights. Usually they kill the first one, and then the second one runs in there, and we'll see how this one goes here. If they don't stun the Rhino Knights, usually you can get a pretty good pushback there, and then Ali can take those guys out. But this Davison I made is pretty burly. As you can see, it looks like we're probably going to die. Even when hitting those Peltas, we got beat down. So Davison's pretty tough. And you can mess with it and do different things. What if we split this stone golems up, something like that? This one really seems to jam it up though, with those peltasts or something for some reason with their orc hunters. This Davison really jams it up. And we're gonna lose that one too, so. Just some thoughts. But generally, if you have like a solid, there's the traditional like back lines, and people like, that one had no frost archers. Sometimes people put in a bunch of frost archers, and they see how that goes. And it's just a lot of experimenting, maybe put your guys there, a solid row, and just kind of messing with, seems like maybe see what works and what doesn't work, I guess. So we'll give this one a go here. Still, we're running into some trouble with Davison. He's a tough one, guys. So, like, a lot of times I also I like to funnel the enemy troops onto one stone golem, and that way they get into a smaller area, and then Ali can nuke them too. So sometimes that works. They all go towards that stone golem and make a smaller target. Kind of pull them all in towards that if you can. Kind of give Ali a fighting chance. So there's just a lot of different aspects, and depending on like who you're attacking. If you guys watch my videos, I attack with I attack Davison with this one right here. This one's been pretty consistent for me. It's a decent amount of rear attackers, and then I have the stone golems here. And depending on what they have, like if they have more orc hunters or whatever, I'll switch these goblikazis around. But this one tends to work out pretty good for me. The voodoos, 99% of the time, Davison swoops on the voodoos. This particular one, I missed the peltasts, so that Davison is designed, so I missed the peltasts. And then if you miss the peltasts with this Davison, it's pretty much over for you. So this is the one I used to kill Davison, and I just got killed. So yeah, I guess it's just a lot of trial and error, and trying to figure out what's the best form and which one seems to work the best. It seems like with all the voodoos up front that I've been killing the peltasts, but with this one it didn't really seem to matter. This Davison's a pretty strong formation here, so it just depends on that. Yeah, the whole idea with the undead soldiers is that they would run forward and his guys would kind of collect on those. But with any form, they all have, I guess, weaknesses. I think the voodoo dolls are kind of a must. If you can have like 6 or 8 or 9 or 4 or whatever, if you have those, try and put them in the group so Davison kind of goes after those. They make a tight little target. And then yeah, then it's just kind of experimenting. If different people in your clan have different, like a Siondiak on defense, or a Davison, or a Celine, and then you can kind of test your allies versus them. But lots of tanks, voodoo dolls. The peltas seem to help. Crowd control. It's good. I like the nuns in here. The nuns seem to they don't really get attacked that much, but they can sit there and heal, so they're not bad too. I kind of like the nuns, and you can mess with it too. Like, hey, this one's not working very well. Pull those out. Put something else in. But the nuns seem like toward the end, when Allie's alive and Davison's alive, the nuns will keep some guys alive if they don't run in there and get swooped on. So I know this isn't like super specific as far as like what's like the best thing to go with. I've had quite a bit of luck with my Allie on defense with this one, but just changing a couple things makes a huge difference. So yeah, sometimes adding some troops or something you think would, like I had this one and I put in more meteor golems, and I just got owned on defense. So it was just kind of weird. And it's just kind of mix and matches, and sometimes even the one does real good on defense in your training, but when you take it in the arena, you get murdered too. So it's just, there's a lot of forms out there that are tough to beat with Celine and whatnot. So that's just kind of something to take into account. So, man, I kind of was all over the place. I hope this was helpful. Hope it was kind of useful. There's like some of the forms in there that I use. If you watch my videos, I do a daily arena. I kind of show you what I use to attack Davison and other forms like that. But lately, there's always only been Davisons to attack, so it's been kind of interesting. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.